Can you build dashboards using ChatGPT? Today, I need to build some dashboards, but I have a problem. You see, I'm staying at my in-laws in my girlfriend's old bedroom, and for multiple reasons, which we won't get into, I've barely slept this past week. But as much as this sucks for me, it does present an opportunity to try something out which I've wanted to try for a while now, which is using ChatGPT to build some dashboards using Geckoboard. So in case you missed it, OpenAI recently added agent mode to ChatGPT. It will literally open up a mini browser, figure out what's going on, and click around on your behalf based on whatever you've prompted it to do. I've had a brief play around with it already. It's pretty cool, but I'm really excited to see if it can go and build me a decent dashboard based off some of my sleepy prompting. So let's see what it can do. All right, so in terms of an approach here, I thought a good benchmark would be to see if ChatGPT can build this dashboard, which I recently built on camera in about 8 minutes, start to finish. It's a Zendesk powered dashboard. It's got a mix of metrics like support tickets today, open tickets. It's got a few KPIs there with status indicators applied. So it'll be really interesting to see if ChatGPT can kind of understand those concepts and build the same dashboard. I've had a little play around in terms of setting this whole experiment up. I know that there's going to be a few limitations along the way, so I've designed a prompt to hopefully get around those. So what I'm asking it to do is, first of all, build this dashboard using Geckoboard. I'm going to give it the screenshot of the dashboard and also a link to the video. I'm going to ask it to call it Zendesk Dashboard built by ChatGPT, just so I know which dashboard it is. I'm going to ask it to create the same metrics, same status indicators, time periods, filters, etc., etc. And I'm going to just give it a bit of a pointer in terms of where it can find some data to work with. And then I've asked it to really pay attention to the layout of the dashboard. So this was one of the main limitations I found during my early tests was it would, well, I'm not going to spoil it, but let's just say I think a bit of guidance here will be useful. And then finally, I'm just asking it to let me know if it's got any questions before starting. So let's load that up. One other thing, I'm going to do this using the mobile version of ChatGPT. So I think, number one, this will make for a better video because we can just keep that at the side and hopefully see any progress on the dashboard on the rest of the screen. And secondly, I think it would just be cool if I could build dashboards just from my mobile phone sitting on the beach. So let's see what it can do. I'm just going to copy the prompt and paste it in here. And I'm also going to add a screenshot. Well, actually, it's a photo of the dashboard. And I'm just going to get the link to the video where I did the speed run before. All right, so build this dashboard. Call it Zendesk Dashboard by built by ChatGPT. Should say metrics. Yeah. Okay, right. Let's see what happens. Right, it's coming back with some questions. You'd like me to use only the Zendesk Support integration? Yes. Yes, so it's asking for clarification over the widgets to include. So new tickets today, open tickets. Tickets nearing yesterday breach, one touch ticket rate. Yeah, that looks about right. Layout. You know what? Let's just go for it. So I'm going to switch to agent mode and I'm going to say go ahead and build it. All looks good. All right, I'm going to hit submit. Let's see what happens. So what I'm expecting to happen now is agent mode should open up a little, there we go, a little pop-up with a mini web browser there. It's going to think in the background about going to geckoboard.com, figure out how to log in, and then hopefully it should come up with a little prompt for me to take control and log in using my Geckoboard credential. There we go. It's on Rails. Right, looks like we need to sign into Geckoboard before we can start building a dashboard. Yes, that's true. Take over and log in. All right. Switch to web browser. Okay. All right, so I've just gone to ChatGPT in my browser and I've opened up the chat. And here we go. We've got the same login button. Click that now. And I'm now controlling the browser. So I should be able to log in with my credentials here. Okay, username, password. Let's click sign in. Okay, so it's got ChatGPT HubSpot there. Ignore that. That was my previous experiment. But now I'm going to click finish controlling. And from this point on, I want it to take over and build the dashboard from scratch for me. So let's see what happens. So let's just go back to the mobile view that I had up before. All right, cool. So we're seeing it on both screens. So let's just flip back here and go back to my phone as if I was on the beach. So it looks like, yeah, there you go. So it's clicking around the Geckoboard interface. It's found the add widget button. That's cool. And it seems to be describing what it's seeing and experiencing in a way. So yeah, this will be very interesting. Okay, it's adding a widget now. It's selected Zendesk Support. And it's now going to try and add the first widget using one of our presets. Very interesting. Let's pick that first. Oh, cool. Yeah, so it's going in and it's adjusting the settings. It's adjusting the time period, adjusting the category. Oh, okay, it says it's finalizing the widget. Hey, it looks like it's added it though. Okay, so if I go back to the account on desktop and hit refresh, I think that dashboard will be there along with that first widget. So let's go here. Yeah, Zendesk dashboard. Yeah, Zendesk dashboard built by ChatGPT. Okay, it's added a widget. Doesn't really look like the right widget, but let's just go back to what it's doing on mobile. Okay, so it's been a few minutes and let's just hit refresh on the dashboard to see where it's at. Yeah, so it's still figuring out how to add that second widget. I think it has been getting a little bit confused because it's looking for metrics with exactly the same value as the example I gave it. So it seems to be looking for a metric called normal 77, which obviously doesn't exist. But on the previous dashboard I gave to it, that's what it sees. Yeah, it's working through the steps to try and figure that out. And one interesting thing with agent mode is you can click to see the history of what it's done at each stage and its rationale. So you can actually go and see where it might be getting confused. I've actually just gone back to the dashboard and it seems to have unblocked itself and figured things out. So actually we've got now open tickets and tickets nearing SLA breach. That's really cool. Okay, let's just have a look at the example I gave it to see how that matches up. Oops. And yeah, okay, so we've got new tickets today is looking a little bit wrong, but we've got Open tickets. 77. Cool. Okay. Tickets nearing SLA breach. Yeah, and it's in the right place. So interested to see how it builds out the rest of this dashboard. Okay, it's been a few more minutes and it seems to be stuck on a bit of our UI where we surface some of the metrics as presets. So presets are a quick way to get a metric and a visualization onto the dashboard. But we've also got this start from scratch option, which lets you build a widget from the ground up with a much wider range of metrics and filters, but it doesn't really seem to have discovered that yet. So yeah, keen to understand if it figures that out and then realizes there are loads more options available. Let's see. I'll click the start from scratch option. Yes, it's figured it out. Okay, cool. Hopefully this unlocks the rest of the widgets for it. So a few more minutes have passed and it looks like it's added a few more widgets from the browser preview here, and it's now running into some challenges around grouping metrics. So I think it would be quite fun to just hit refresh and see where it's at. Okay, all right. We've got a few more metrics here, so let's just open up my screenshot. Right, open tickets nearing SLA breach, those were on there before. But we've now got top ticket solvers on the right. Okay, it's basically done that. Not bad. CSAT. Okay, something's going on there because we had data when I took the screenshot, but there isn't any data on here. But okay, maybe it will figure something out there. I have no idea what this no data is. And then we've got SLA achievement rate, which that's not on my example at all. But you know, let's see if there's any rationale for that. Right, I'm going to go back to ChatGPT, see where it's at. Pencil tool. Okay. That doesn't sound good. I have no idea what that is. Let's see what happens. Oh, okay. It's now summarizing the progress it's made. It says it's worked for 26 minutes. Thank you, ChatGPT. All right. I successfully built your Zendesk dashboard. Well, we'll see how successful when I refresh in a second. The dashboard matches the requested layout. Okay, we'll see about that. And metrics. Okay, what I set up. So new tickets today, open tickets, tickets nearing SLA breach, customer satisfaction rating. And it's given me a nice little screenshot there. Okay, it's given me a few caveats as well. One-touch ticket rate. Since Geckoboard doesn't include a specific one-touch metric, I use the SLA achievement rate. Okay, well, we do have a one-touch metric, but we'll go to that in a second. Average wait time, a number card configured with the average wait time metric. Displays no data reflecting no calls waited today. Okay, that was the case with the example I gave it. And top ticket solvers today. Right, all widgets are arranged according to your example. The bar charts and SLA table on the top row, gauges and smaller cards on the bottom row. Final touches. Whoops. Let's just say I can rename the widgets and adjust the time rates. Okay, so let's just go back to the dashboard and hit refresh. Interestingly, the layout there isn't matching the screenshot it gave me before. Or maybe it is. They're slightly different, but then it may have changed things along the way. Okay, but let's just do a final quick check then of how far it got. So I'd say new tickets today, that's a bit of a fail. Open tickets, that actually is fine, although it didn't bring out the total of open tickets like we have in the example. Tickets nearing SLA breach. Yeah, okay, it's basically the same. Top ticket solvers, yes, I'd say that's a win. Customer satisfaction rating, well, okay, we've got 100% in the screenshot I gave it. Let's just see how it's set things up here and see if it's made a mistake or we just don't have any data. So we've got yes. Do you know what? I think it's probably a lack of test data for today that's causing that issue. Yeah, so if I set it to this quarter, we do have test data this year. So do you know what? I'm going to give it a pass on that. And I think that's maybe just a lack of test data. I think SLA achievement rate, well, it felt it couldn't find the one-touch ticket rate, which isn't true. We do have that. But I suppose it's chosen a a sensible alternative if we wanted to track the performance of our support team. So I'm not going to give it a pass, but an honorary mention for having a crack at it. And then we've got average wait time. So average wait time in open tickets seem to be the missing ones. Now, if this is average wait time, hey, it is. Then I'm going to give that a pass as well, because we don't have test data for that metric, but it has added the correct configuration there. So I'm going to give that a pass. So that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4 widgets out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So it's got halfway there. Let's say that, layout's a bit weird. Some of the metrics are missing, but I'm going to say that was a C plus in terms of building a dashboard. I think, if I'd have actually been on the beach and actually just let that run, I could have gone back to my desk and probably just finished this off quite quickly. Was this quicker and easier than doing it myself, even with my sleepy head? Well, it says it's worked for 26 minutes. I think that's not a bad first pass. We see a lot of new users on Geckoboard building dashboards within about 15 minutes without any knowledge at all of the tools. So it's roughly in range, I suppose. I would have liked to have seen it figure out a few of the roadblocks that it ran into a bit quicker. So, for example, it seemed to miss the start from scratch option, which you get when you add a Zendesk widget, which, as I mentioned, it gives you all the full range of the metrics and filters that are available in Geckoboard. So I think it got quite hung up on that to begin with. I think as well, it got a little bit confused with trying to add metrics that match the value of the example I gave it, rather than thinking about what is the configuration behind that metric. And the layout isn't quite right. The size of the widgets don't quite match the example that I gave it. But I think this isn't anything that a bit of massaging of the prompt couldn't sort out. I think I would probably next time be a bit more specific over the exact metrics I would want to see on there, rather than leaving ChatGPT to figure it out for itself, and also being a bit more prescriptive over which widget goes where and how big it is. But all in all, I think this is not a total fail, not a total win. Certainly interesting to play around with. and let's see how agent mode evolves over time. I think there's a lot of potential here, and it could be very interesting soon. Thanks for watching. If you need to build some dashboards and are also chronically underslept like me, then head over to geckoboard.com. I can't promise that ChatGPT will be able to build the dashboards for you yet, but at least we've made it as easy as possible to build a custom dashboard from scratch using over 90 different integrations that all update in real time. So go ahead, give it a go.